Hey, welcome to Creative Writing Prose. I'm Robin. This video will be about why creative people suck at business, or tend to suck at business. First, this is a big one. Creativity or art is kind of bad for making money in a way that art is a form of opinion, and down to interpretation, whether or not people will like it or not is really up to them and up to the individual. It doesn't really serve a practical function. It's decorative, it's extra, and people don't actually need it. People will sooner buy food or hopefully take care of car or house payments rather than buy a painting or buy a book. Unless it's a self-help book, of course, those tend to get a lot of sales. For mostly good reason. Second is to do with the artists themselves, or ourselves. We tend to have this whole discovering ourselves thing, which probably isn't as much of a big deal as we may like to think it is, because, you know, everyone's doing it. Everyone's rediscovering themselves or discovering themselves. So it's very ordinary. We get too caught up in that part rather than, hey, I have to pay this, or I really should hire so-and-so, or I really should get that job interview set up because I need a blank. And in this way, artists are very good at procrastinating. Due to this, artists are very good at procrastinating and not getting things done. My final point, again, to do sort of with the last point, but I will draw it out even more because I think I have to, is creativity plus schedule equals a mind. Yeah. Creativity, you can't put a deadline on it, especially outlining in the writing world. And getting inspired, well, you can't really put a deadline on that either. So that's the tricky part when it comes to the creative work. My final point, I'm not sure if I just called the previous point my final point, but this is definitely my final point, this is definitely my final point, I'm sorry if I accidentally called the last one my final point, is this. I gave up my soul for this, which is rubbish. It really is rubbish. Sorry. It's a stupid expression, and this is where artists become really bad at business because they believe their work, or sometimes they can believe their work is worth a lot more than it really is. If you go into how much it costs to get a book or a painting or a sculpture, from an idea to a physical thing, it might not be nearly as much as you'd like it to be. I mean, when it comes to writing, of course, get a professional editor and that sort of thing, or an agent or anything like that, then yes, that tends to cost money, but not nearly as much as we would often like our work to be worth. That's it for this video. I hope it was useful for you. Feel free to like and share this video, and check me out on Facebook and Twitter, or just social media in general. Plus, I now have a Patreon, so check that out too. Links in the description. Keep being creative.